Welcome to another episode of 3rd and 3 with Coach Roger Holmes. I'm Jason Holcomb, joined as always by the coach. Coach, that's about as heartbreaking as you can get. We played right up to the very end, gave ourselves a chance, and it just didn't work out. But I know you had to be pleased overall with the effort because it seemed like they kept fighting all night long.
Well, our kids never gave up, but I think the real credit goes to Johnson County, man. Their backs were against the wall. They just come off a tough loss for themselves. Their kids showed up with a high level of intensity. I thought our young men never gave up, but I don't know that we matched the intensity that Johnson County brought to the Shamrock Bowl Friday night. But it was a great game. I think the crowd got into it the longer the game went and got excited, like you would in any rivalry game. But again, hat goes off to Coach Norton, his staff, and the guys at Johnson County. It's a big win for them. And now our backs are against the wall again, and we got to come out ready to go.
Yes, and we'll talk about that more in a minute. But just want to thank everybody for coming out. It was a really good crowd on the home side. It was really great energy. Love that, and we want to make sure that we keep that for the remainder of the year. But before we talk about the remainder of the year, let's talk about our Optim Player of the Week. All right, Coach, Qua's been a difference maker for us all year, and I want to say he had like 4 touchdowns this past week and 2 of the craziest catches that I've seen in Dublin football in recent memory. Talk about what Qua has meant to this team this year.
Well, number one, I think Qua Ashley is the leader of this football team. He's a veteran. He's a good blocker. He runs routes well. You saw with the hands he had the other night with a couple of phenomenal catches. The one there in the opening drive was just an unbelievable catch. He went up high, pulled it down in between 2 guys. Defensively for us, he's kind of the brains back there in the secondary trying to make sure we get lined up. And, Qua doesn't say a whole lot, but he's a heck of a football player. I think he had 2 touchdowns the other night, but he ran for 99 yards on 13 carries, and he played well for us defensively. And like you said, made a couple of those big plays. So other guys had good nights. JT Wright had a solid night.
Yes, he did.
Both our fullbacks had solid nights. So our quarterback threw for about 135 yards the other night, and he had a good night. Anytime you do that, then it means your offensive line played well. Caleb Hall, defensive tackle for us, led the team in tackles the other night.
Wow.
With somewhere around 12 or 13. So all in all, a lot of guys contributed, but Qua's efforts on both sides of the football would make him, in our opinion, the player of the game.
And we just want to thank our folks at Optim for giving us a chance to celebrate a player every week. And obviously Qua's been somebody you could have picked anytime this season, and so we're very excited. And again, thank you, Optim, for that. But Coach, now our backs are up against the wall. We got 2 games to prove ourselves to hopefully secure a playoff berth and go wherever we need to go as far as the Class A playoffs are concerned. But before we can worry even about playoffs, we got to worry about a really strong Telfair team. Tell me what we have to do this week to come back from McRae with a victory.
Well, we've got to be able to control the line of scrimmage from the defensive side of the football. Telfair is absolutely huge. It may be the largest football team that I've coached against, other than maybe one of the Buford teams a few years ago. They're averaging about 290 across the front on the offensive line. They've got a 230-pound running back, another one that weighs right at 200, and I think that kid might even run the 100 meters for them in track. They've got 2 or 3 really good skilled kids. Their starting quarterback got banged up, and so now they've brought in another one who's only 6 foot, 185. Probably doesn't throw as well as the one that was the original quarterback, but now he's doing a little bit more, pulling it down and running. So, we've got to find a way to be better up front defensively than we were this past week.
And I hope that everybody will come out this week and make the short drive. It's really not that far. It's about 45 minutes. It's real easy to get to the stadium. We want you guys to come and support this team. We need you now more than ever. These next 2 games are where it's at. Win them both, or?
Well, there's too many scenarios right now, Jason, to worry about any of that other than just we've got to take care of Telfair County. I do want our fans to stay in touch with and keep up with us on the Dublin Twitter page or whatever, because I got a call yesterday. They're facing the same scenario we did last week. There's a shortage of high school officials. If any of you people out there love this game and want to be a part of it, look into becoming a high school official, because that is becoming a major factor. Very few younger people are getting involved in officiating, and a lot of the other guys are getting too old and have been doing it forever. And so there's a possibility that our game may have to be moved to Thursday night, just so that they can get enough crews to cover the games that are going on.
Well, hopefully we won't reach into that, but if we do, we'll be sure to let you guys know everywhere we can. But before we wrap up, Coach, we got to check out a very special mustache matchup.
Let's see it.
All right, Coach, it's the World Series tonight. I know this is a football show, but we also love us some Braves baseball, and we're so excited that the Braves are going to be sitting here in the World Series for the first time since 1999. In fact, we might have a few teachers who weren't alive back whenever. That's kind of crazy to think about, but let's go ahead and go to the matchup. We're going to start off with the host team, the Houston Astros, and their mustache matchup man is Carlos Correa. But Coach, I'm just going to tell you that mustache looks a little suspicious. I don't know if he's playing honest or not. But anyway, let's just keep on going and see where we get. And he's going to be facing off against our very own Freddie Freeman. Now, Coach, who you got this week?
There's no question. I got to go with Freddie Freeman. Go for the Braves. Go with Freddie. Class act. You know, I don't know of anybody that people have more respect for than Freddie Freeman. Go Freddie, go Braves.
Yes, and we want to thank everybody for all that you do all season long. We've got a couple games left and hopefully a couple more games after that. We want you guys to support us. Stay in touch. We'll let you know if it's going to be a Thursday or Friday kickoff in McRae. And as always, this has been 3rd and 3 with Coach Roger Holmes.